Have you heard about the Verification of Payee or Verification of Beneficiary scheme? It is the new scheme that is being developed by the European Payment Council. Before presenting it, let us briefly review the different schemes the EPC has created so far. The European Payment Council, or simply EPC, is responsible for the management of SEPA schemes. On the EPC website, the schemes are classified into two categories: the EPC payment schemes and other schemes. Before looking into them, let us first review the definition of a scheme. A payment scheme is simply a set of rules which payment service providers have agreed upon to execute transactions through a specific payment instrument, such as credit transfer, direct debit, or card. It is different from a payment system, which is a technical infrastructure that processes transactions in line with the rules defined in the payment scheme. A scheme therefore provides the rules that all participants to that scheme must comply with. As next step, we need to understand why the EPC classifies SEPA schemes into two categories. What are the differences between these two categories? Well, the first category is about schemes related to payment instruments for credit transfers and direct debits in euro. Remember that payment instruments are used to transfer funds. They are tools to move money. EPC payment schemes are therefore the SEPA credit transfer, the SEPA instant credit transfer, the SEPA direct debit core and B2B, and the one leg out instant credit transfer. The other schemes are not payment schemes. They are not used to move funds, but have been developed to facilitate or complete payment flows. So we can see them as services around the payment. There are 4 of such schemes. 3 of them are fully developed: the SEPA proxy lookup, the SEPA request to pay, and the SEPA payment account access schemes. The rulebooks of these 3 schemes can be downloaded from the EPC websites. The last one, the Verification of Payee scheme, is being developed, and the rulebook will become available in September this year. Let's take a closer look at the Verification of Payee or Verification of Beneficiary scheme. The VOP scheme will enable the PSP of the debtor or payer to instantly send to the PSP of the beneficiary a request to verify the IBAN and the name of the beneficiary as given by the debtor. In the request message, the PSP of the debtor can add an unambiguous identification code about the beneficiary, such as a value-added tax number, a legal entity identifier, or a social security code. After getting the request, the PSP of the beneficiary should instantly verify whether the received data matches with the concerned data registered for that beneficiary in its own system. The PSP of the beneficiary should immediately provide the PSP of the debtor with a VOP response. For example, it is a perfect match, it is a no match, it is a close match with the name of the beneficiary, or it is not possible to verify the match at all. Finally, after getting the response, the PSP of the debtor should immediately pass on the response to the debtor. This service will enable the PSP of the debtor to verify the identity of the beneficiary before initiating a SEPA credit transfer or an instant SEPA credit transfer transaction to the beneficiary. This will certainly help prevent and reduce the risk of fraud. We can use a marvelous tool called the 4-corner model to easily analyze the interactions between the involved 4 corners. You see the VOP request messages and how they will flow, as well as the VOP response messages. The debtor sends a VOP request to its PSP, which forwards it to the beneficiary PSP through the clearing system. But it is very likely that a debtor PSP may send a VOP request message on its own initiative to prevent fraud. In the middle, we have the clearing and settlement system. Clearing systems enable many banks and PSP to interconnect and exchange messages among themselves. Clearing systems like EBA Step 2 will implement the VOP scheme that their participant will join to exchange messages related to that scheme. We are looking forward to the details of the VOP schemes. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel to receive notifications and updates. See you next time.